In December, I started my journey and trying to find out what was wrong.
Pam discovers a lump in her breast and schedules an appointment with her doctor.
He told me at that time that I would probably be visiting with Dr. Flynn, and I would have also an oncologist and probably radiation later. My first reaction is just to be flippant and, okay, great, you know, I can do this, I can do that, and da-da-da-da-da. But underneath, I was frightened out of my mind.
Pam has a family history of breast cancer.
I had always kept that in the back of my mind. So I was always pretty diligent about doing self-exams myself. If I couldn't get in to get a mammogram, then I would do at least the self-exam. And turns out, had I not done that, I probably still would not have known.
Pam is referred to Dr. Lori Flynn at the Lita M. Chapman Breast Center at Hillcrest Medical Center.
She had breast cancer where she felt the mass, but then there was an area in her other breast that didn't look quite right. It didn't look like breast cancer, but it didn't look completely normal. So she underwent a breast MRI, and the breast MRI confirmed the area in the other breast was abnormal. She then underwent an ultrasound and then another needle biopsy, this time of the other breast, and indeed that was a breast cancer too. The treatment is now very individualized based on the characteristics of the cancer. So sometimes women get chemotherapy first, sometimes women don't even need chemotherapy. Sometimes women need radiation, and almost all the time they need surgical intervention.
The Chapman Breast Center at Hillcrest offers comprehensive care within one facility.
They'll check in, make sure we have all the demographics correct, and then they'll change. There's some private dressing rooms, and then they'll have an interview by one of the technologists, and then they'll go for imaging. And depending on their age, what the problem is, they'll have a mammogram, ultrasound, maybe both.
She gave me the encouragement that I needed to be able to continue to do what I needed to do.
Using the medical oncologist in the decision-making process, we decided together that she would benefit from chemotherapy first.
Pam undergoes 4 months of chemotherapy.
I expected to be very, very ill after the treatments. I wasn't. I was still able to continue to go to work on a daily basis. Yes, there were days that I couldn't, but I don't know exactly how to explain it, except that it wasn't nearly as bad as what people think it is.
After chemotherapy, the cancer was so small, she could have a lumpectomy. So she had a lumpectomy on both breasts.
That was very encouraging. It was also very encouraging that my husband was standing behind me 100%.
Now cancer-free, Pam has a new appreciation for the color close to her heart.
Pink has always been one of my favorite colors, but it is definitely now more part of my wardrobe than it ever has been.
For the 1 in 8 women diagnosed with breast cancer, Pam offers this encouragement.
Just believe. Believe that you can do this. I don't think that God is through with me.